Mike Sinello, 111 Willow Springs. So I should have actually spoken during the hot work permit public hearing. In 5B24A, hot work defined. The final line out of context says any similar applications producing or using sparks, flame, or heat. So it lists a number of the processes there. Welding and allied processes, these use heat. That's what the arc does, is it creates heat and melts metal. Heat treating, grinding, thawing pipes, powder-driven fasteners, these are your ram sets. Hot riveting, which I don't imagine we're ever going to get here in New Milford. Torch-applied roofing, which is open flame. Pipe sweating, which is open flame. Any other similar application producing or using sparks. So the recommendation I would make would be to strike the words producing or from that final line, because if that's going to be the case, then the reason that any form of cutting metal, which is not strictly mechanical, is going to produce sparks. They may be for so short a burst that you'll never see them, and they may not be hot enough to actually set anything in building materials on fire, which is what the purpose of the permit is for. So for example, we just had the gutters done here on this building. Those gutters have downspouts. I can assure you they were cut on site. I can assure you that because of the age of the building, they were cut on site. This is done with an angle grinder like this, that fast. So for something like that, that seems kind of overkill, especially if you're working on a sidewalk over concrete. To have to pay a guy, that means every roofer who's going to get a commercial job is going to have somebody there. Every roofer who gets a commercial job who's doing these gutters and downspouts, they're going to have to apply for this permit. They're going to have to wait to finish these gutter processes to get the approval of this permit. So the way you fix that is to just simply say using sparks, flame, or heat. So in the case of a powder-driven fastener, you're using the rapid expansion of gas created by that 22 shell. It's not a full 22 shell, but you're using the powder that's being ignited by the primer. Rapid expansion of gas, that heat is what projects the nail usually into concrete, well, through wood and into concrete. So I would say that to alleviate a number of Ms. Ram's concerns, all you'd have to do is strike 2 words from this thing, and that would significantly tone down the language of the permits so that we're not having something, again, like downspouts being cut by angle grinders. Yes, they're aluminum in almost every single case. In the case of cutting aluminum, you're probably not going to see the sparks because, again, they burn so quickly and they burn so, the temperature is so low compared to cutting steel, for example, that you're probably not even going to see it. It's going to be an instantaneous flash. So that's my recommendation for the hot work permit. Just striking those 2 words from 5B24A.